Everybody, welcome back to Abandoned Ship. So we succeeded, but we failed. Just big guy's about to wake up, world about to end. You know, the usual stuff, right? Apparently there's troubles in landfall, so Coomer asks if they can be excused from ship duty so they can attend some personal business while in Barter's Drift. Sure. Barter's Drift originated as a floating outpost but slowly expanded until it became an entire town, offering all the amenities of a common port. Nothing I really care. So the harpoons. I don't feel like these are actually doing us any good. So where does this belong? There. Yeah, I'm going to replace that. I doubt this is going to be any good because I'm pretty sure the cruiser is going to jump on that and destroy them, but they do the same thing with the fire anyway. And at least it looks cool, right? You can legitimately fire the harpoons. So, yeah. So, what about the guy? Yeah, as you're walking back to the ship, your crewmen stop you breathlessly. Sir, I may have got us into a spot of bother. You give them a look of extreme displeasure. Trouble has a knack of finding you at the best of times without the crew actively courting it. We're just about to ask what they've done when a couple of magistrates barge through the crowd, making a beeline to you. Who you assume to be our leader points as he threatens you. Hand over the fugitive now. You ask what crime he's guilty of, and they respond that he's an adulterer. Whatever. Did you know this guy killed 4 krakens? You know, just pointing it out there. Giving your crew member a look to which they comically shrug, you return to face the magistrate. Gentlemen, please, my misdemeanor, surely we can come to some arrangement. Now it's the governor's wife, they respond, placing their hands on the pommel of their sword. This time you give your colleague a scathing look, at which they have the decency to blush at. That's my crew member. Your condition here, you could flee the ship, but would be harboring a fugitive, and the governor would no doubt ensure you gain an extremely high wanted level. You could offer a bribe so the ship wasn't tied to the errant crew member, or you could surrender them and lose it for good. Bribe. Magistrate made it clear how much it would cost to look the other way. In the moment you hand over the money, one of them yells, "He went that way," and runs down the street, his colleague following close behind. You plan to give your crew member hell for this and cosh him around the ear. He's unbelievably grateful though, and as you walk back to the ship, you can't help but laugh at their escapades. Can it ever go well for you? I mean, I don't care about the money, not in the slightest. Did they at least get something out of it? We don't even know who it was. Alright, closest port to landfall. There's quite a few ports around here. Alright, let's go save landfall. Assuming it hasn't burned to the ground yet. It has 4 sea forts. Those must have done some good, right? Apparently not. Four freaking forts and all useless. So, does Voltaire still live? Doesn't flames crush your spirit as you approach? Your worst fears are realized landfall has been destroyed. Remains of ships, cults and otherwise, litter the harbors and shores, least your enemies suffered in the assault. You moor up and race toward the great library. City is bedlam, fires burn everywhere, buildings raised by cultist bombardment. The bodies of civilians lie intermingled with militia and cultists together as one, in death at least. Bloodied, dazed survivors stagger aimlessly. The great library has not been spared, and you struggle through the still smoldering rubble. You reach what's left of Voltaire's quarters, the door in splinters, interior blaze, black and corpse-lined side unrecognizable. Your vision darkens as the presence returns. Father senses you are near broken by the discovery. You half expect triumphant gloating, but instead he reveals his own past moment of defeat. Once he ruled over all, his children free to roam the untamed oceans. Then came the age of ice. Father fled with his children to the last place that gave off enough heat to survive. When that too faded, Father became dormant, his offspring flash frozen nearby. Must have been a pretty terrible place if they just got flash frozen, but hey, whatever, right? His attempts at engendering What is that? Is that even a word? Dang it, I wanted to open up on the other one. Ugh. Engine. Cause or give rise to. Okay. You now know where he retreated to and what he rests upon. Lifebringer, the largest volcano known to man. It has remained dormant for an age, but you've seen what the Devil Rock can do, and it gives you a resolute new purpose. Head back to ship as quickly as possible in the bay below. A handful of ships have arrived, no doubt drawn by the smoke. They've docked by the time you reach your vessel, a group of captains and a crew listening tales of woe from the survivors. It was lightning raid by a cult armada. They seem not to care for their losses, sailing right into the harbor mouth and the defenses. This organized frenzied followers who ran wild through the city. Their actions were reckless, suicidal even, but if their goal was to take landfall out of the game, they were successful. Most captains came as soon as they heard the news, eager to search for loved ones. Some admit they fled when the coast defenses fell silent and avoid meeting your eye. You know what you must do. The cult are too powerful to defeat by conventional means. You originally meant to strike a knockout blow by killing the first released Kraken. The idea was sound, but the target too small. You need to kill Fowler, and Devil Rock is the key. Questions tumble from those assembled. Someone asks what will happen next. You're unsure if they mean personally or for all. You use the opportunity to explain that a nearby port is under cult control, that they have been assembling a weapon that has been igniting volcanoes, something they've all seen erupting across the world. You elaborate. Control of this weapon would allow you to turn a tide and stop the cult. It's a purpose which some of them are in desperate need of, yet vague enough to avoid scaring them off. They don't need to know what they're really up against, or that this is most likely a mission none of them will return from. Some make excuses, but enough are driven by revenge to give you a chance. You will liberate Devil Rock. Suppose looking back at things, it probably would have been better to get an extra gunner rather than a fighter, but, well, I'm not gonna start making up crew at this point. Fast travel, yes. Close to Devil Rock, please. Yeah, just put me right next to an active volcano. That's a good idea. Someone is sneezing a lot. A lot. For a plan, the rook needs to clear the air of any. Fine, here we go again. That's like the 4th or 5th time in a row we're doing this. Ooh, it's the end game. At least there's a nearby port. All right. Wait. No, I can't link. Okay. It's freaking bright. Didn't even kill the guy. 10 cannons, 2 mortars, a sniper rifle, and a lightning gun. Not enough to kill one guy. Meanwhile, at other times, you can get a triple kill. For those who can't understand, by all means, feel free to explain. I'm just not getting it. too good of a shot to pass up on. Alright, incoming Halifron? Nope, not yet. Is he really fixing that in the midst of all this? Admittedly, I wasn't expecting the medic to die. Okay, guns are unmanned, so there's no point in trying to fire them, much as I would want to. Just, why are you not manning the weapon? You're just standing there. It's not gonna do you any good. Give up on the med bay, lads. It's not gonna happen. I'd have to try this. Fire the harpoons! Can we walk over them to go on board? No. I guess that would have been a bit too powerful. Man can dream. Alright, looks like we didn't even take a little bit of damage. Alright. That's one. Two. Why can't we just fight a little boat every now and then? Because this is just boring at this point. Isn't it? I don't like admitting that, but this is getting boring. Fight the same ship over and over again, just with different weapons. But it'll always have 8 crew members, it'll always be a big one. I get it, it's the end game, it's supposed to be difficult. Fighting little ships isn't difficult, but it breaks the monotony at least. And that's worth a thing or two. Alright, send out the Halifron. We know they're coming. Man, I almost speared one. Wouldn't that have been cool? Just like, flop. He's, you know, dead because you got a harpoon the size of a tree in his face. Or at least what I assume to be his face. You never know with these guys. Alright, we're not manning that. Got it. Pumps are miraculously still holding. Seriously, dude? You got like 1 health left or something? See if you can... There we go. Oh good, he's on a stairwell. You know what that means. Can't do anything. A little bit of damage in that one. Still gotta do this one more time. We made a friend. Alright, where is that last one? I'm assuming we will be fighting a Kraken after this. Let me guess, big ship, 8 people. Oh my god, I was right. Unbelievable. Boink. Kind of pointless in doing that, but especially because they also want to be in this range, but I don't know. Okay, let's do this thing. Did he mess with a snipe? Oh no, it's not a sniper. It's just one of those things that makes you fall on your buttocks. It's unfortunate timing. Mostly because it means that I can't actually shoot my gun over there. Okay, now we can't go. Go. Oh, for crying out loud. Yeah, put some water on that. Definitely let the Halfron do its thing. So surrounded by idiots. He's not even manning the gun. What the heck? What are they fixing? Are they like trying to negate the damage done by the fire or something? He's on a staircase, so he's immune to damage. But not this type of damage. Alright, Kraken. Yep. Boink. 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 Desperate battle. Kraken fight has never been desperate. It's not really fair if you attack me when my mortars are still charging though. Just throwing that out there. Shoot him from here, right? Yeah. Cannon. Ugh. You really shouldn't come this close to my face, buddy. This ain't gonna end well for you. Out of range, yeah. And that failed. Why? Whatever. Never fire both mortars at the same time. Ew. Dude. Did you just sneeze on my ship? That's nasty. Almost there. You are one ugly dude. And I fired both mortars. After distinctly saying never to do that. Hello. Kraken number 5. And again, we're sailing sideways because, you know. Going to call to the major fellow captains are en route. Head to the island and they will commence their assaults. Alright, well, let's see if this is patch up what they can. Yes, please. It's not a lot, but it means I don't have to go back. Let's do this thing. Wait. Just in a nick of time, huh? The ragtag fleet from landfall is in position. Part of you wishes you could lead them into battle, but you wouldn't win a direct action. Subterfuge will be the key to everyone's survival. You watch ships draw away the defending cult fleet and sped into Devil Rock's harbor. A few remaining cultists have gathered by the dock, but a fusillade puts them down fast. Leaping ashore, you rush over to a group of slaves, breaking their chains, while some scatter or snatch tools to help free their fellow slaves and use as makeshift weapons against their former masters. This act wasn't entirely selfless. That proved a good distraction from your real purpose, filling the hold with Dull Rock. You cast a nervous glance at the naval action while you collect boxes filled with that volatile mineral. Cultists overseas returning from the mines are met with rioting slaves, providing enough cover for you to complete your task. The battle at sea is not going well. Your flitted out survivors are making a desperate last stand. One cult vessel peels off en route back to Devil Rock. In your last supply run, you pass a bloodied square. No doubt the cult were using it for public executions to dissuade unrest. There's a body nailed to a wall that looks familiar. It's Balin. Sauer threats to drown you, but you make small solace in the idea that his punishment was reserved for the worst offenders. Balin must have agitated and resisted to the bitter end. It inspires you to do the same in its honor. Back on deck, you commence preparation to leave. The island has been retaken, but not for long. The defending cult fleet, victorious over your irregulars, is returning and will put down the rebellion. The now full hold made your ship more sluggishly as you maneuvered out of the harbor, and the first returning ship was almost upon you. I guess this is actually kind of pointless to do, isn't it? Like this early on, I mean. Well, as far as opening salvos goes, this one is a pretty abysmal one as well. Not even enough to kill the guy. Humbug. He just turns over like, yep, I got this. No worries. Alright then, well, let's start shooting again. I think I won't be able to take the captain out just yet. No, he's getting healed. Quite the selfless act, but pretty annoying for me. It didn't even land close to where I wanted it to, did it? It set a guy on fire. Well, fire, I mean poison. Time to start hitting the medbay. Ain't gonna be saving that medbay anymore. No, he's not on the stairs. Cool. The time to linger with the remaining cult ships speeding in to reclaim Devil Rock. Luckily for you, the surviving cult vessels were more interested in stamping out the slave revolt than giving chase. Remorse stings as you leave. Many people have died today because of you, although the blood on your hands is nothing compared to that. Should you fail, Father will see the entire world devoured. You're very adept at the usage of Devil Rock by now and feel confident the amount you now carry could obliterate him. You just have to get there first. Well, I think that's good enough for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you're still enjoying the series of free shows, probably coming, liking, and or semi-favorite. See you guys all next episode. Bye everyone.